Now for like the placemats, I decided to use some of these new lays they have this year from the Dollar Tree. They're like a green leaf lay. I'm just going to lay them down in a circle like that where I can put my charger right on top. And you know what? They're just almost the perfect size. They're slightly larger than I need, but you can kind of wiggle them around and make them work. So I picked up a total of 4 of those for the placemats. And then I just go around and lay them out like that, right where I have all my seating arrangements. They really turned out cute. You could use the Monstera leaf placemat instead of these, but I really like the tropical nature of these. Don't these look so cute so far? Okay, the next DIY is something that I've done in a previous video, but I wanted to show you how I did it because we're going to be using these. So these are Dollar Tree chargers. I picked up gold ones. It doesn't really matter. I thought gold would look nice under the burlap. You wouldn't really be able to tell. Probably any kind of neutral color would work. And I picked up just some cheap burlap from Walmart. I made these chargers a few years ago on my channel, so Dollar Tree did not sell burlap then. So you can totally use Dollar Tree burlap for this as well. So I just went ahead and cut out a kind of just a rough circle, kind of larger than we need for each one of the charger trays. I'm going to show you how I put these together. I've been using these for years. They've really held up well. I have to kind of spot clean them if they do get any food on them. But if you seal them well enough, they seem to hold up pretty well. And I think they look so cute. I've used them for like coastal Thanksgiving tablescapes and stuff like that. And since we're using them in this video, I went back and found the footage of me putting these together so that I could show you exactly how I made them. So just using that same fabric, I just cut out 4 of the circles because we're going to do 4 chargers. The chargers are going to sit on top of the lay placemats that we just laid out. And it looks so fun and gives that coastal vibe to the Luau theme. To attach it, we're just using regular matte Mod Podge. And I'm just going to go all over. I do get the charger fairly wet with it because, you know, attaching the fabric, you're going to need that to really seep into the fabric to attach it well. And I want to make sure that I get every surface of it covered with the Mod Podge and then simply lay this on. And, you know, we cut it larger than size so that once we get it all on here and dried, we can cut it down exactly how big we need it to be. So I just make sure that I smooth it out really well. I make sure that every part of it is glued down. And then I went over the top of it with more Mod Podge. Normally I wouldn't do this, but since we're going to be using it on the table and food might get on it, I thought this would be a good way to kind of seal it, make it easier to clean up, and I'm really surprised with how well these have held up. They have gotten food on them, and I was able to clean it up at least pretty good. So I just go over everything with my foam brush with more of that Mod Podge, and then start the drying process. There's only so much drying you can do with your heat gun with this. You kind of like need to let it sit, but all of that glue does dry fairly clear. Once it gets dry. I had used so much Mod Podge though, it didn't really want to dry with my heat gun, as you can see. But I wanted to get it dry enough that I could cut it around the edges, and I did let it sit for a little bit, and I think it is dry enough to cut. So I just flip it over now, and using some sharp scissors, I'm just going to cut it as close to the charger as I can, all the way around. And I repeated this process for the other 3 as well. And we have little custom burlap chargers. If you don't want to go to the work of covering one of your chargers with burlap, they also have the chargers at Dollar Tree right now that look like the wood, like the light kind of grayish wood ones. And that would actually look really good on a luau party table as well. Once I get it all cut off, you can kind of see, you know, what's not perfect, and I just go around and kind of trim that all off. Since it's Mod Podge down, the burlap's not going to fray or anything like that, and it should stay in place because we really used a lot of Mod Podge on that. So definitely need some more drying for it to dry clear, but this is how they look years later. I'm still using them. I think they're really pretty, and I think they're perfect for a luau party table. So let's go ahead and add these to the party table. This is what they look like laying on that lei. Isn't that so tropical? It gives me those Hawaii vibes. And I went ahead and did that on all 4 place settings.